How 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 do you, ma'am? Incredible. Thank you. Welcome. Yeah. Messi. Welcome, Pansu. Welcome. Hola, men. Estamos en preparación, así que buenas. Ya. Hola. Discord, don't crash, my man. I have too much sensitivity on them, but this is going to be an experience. I should notice. What the hell? Why did you have some lag? Some complete lag. It wasn't some. We were completely lag. What the fuck? I don't know. We didn't lose any frames. What the fuck? Anyways. Okay. So, I'm forgetting anything. Wrong channel. Yeah, I think now we should be forgetting anything else. We have the bots, we have everything work. Wait, we have the bots? Is it alive? Let me see. Um, mm, 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 mm. So, hello, welcome. Well, I mean, I haven't properly started, so give me some time to give you the bop. Meanwhile, anyways, I think I shouldn't be forgetting anything else. I know what I am needing to. I know, yeah, I know which two things I have to do, and I haven't done. That is to create the canvases for tonight. But anyways, welcome. I saw you had a collab. I hope it went well. Kirita? Kirita, are we crashing? My god. We crash. Anyways. Man. Anyways, let me, well, as always, before properly starting, let me hear myself, just in case. Why I am so loud? Wait, I have more volume on my. My man, this is deafening. Why sometimes I hear so. What the? Stop! I am. Let me think, man. Shut up. What the fuck is that audio quality? Anyways. Aside from that, hello everybody. Now for real, here we are. Hello. Welcome another beautiful night to our place of thinking, to our place of pondering, to our beautiful zone of being present, of being happy, of being doing what at least the potato enjoys the most. On another beautiful night, in this case, where we go over some beautiful content that is placed on a list which we explore actively. As always, before anything else, hello lurkers, hello beautiful world watchers, hello to in particular, let me say it properly. I know it was Bunkum, Strong Mari, and Street Pansu, hello, and also we have the bot working, so very nice, and also I had a redeem to do, there you have it. So, while Greta tries to open itself, again, I don't know what we're going to do with Greta. It seems to not be working so far. We have another beautiful night in which we have some topics to explore, some things to keep seeing, some new concepts to learn. We have some tiny changes happening. Those are basically related. There it is, Greta, thank you for working. We have some stuff related to other things that. Yeah. I don't remember what they are about. I kind of forgot because I I had the file and I closed it. Did I make it a pin? Or did I forget to make the pin? I think I sent a message at the very least. Let me see. I sent it. Okay, I didn't pin it. I will guess. Let me pin that. Pin. Hello. Chat. Twitch. I want to use the chat, my bro. Is it not working? Let me try to refresh. I don't know. I don't know. Today seems like a very scuffed day. And even more. Well, don't worry about the vote. I was already prepared. Yeah, I was guessing that it was going to die. So before it really died, I decided to copy the red message just in case. So it seems we're not going to have that many problems. It seems. Let me show it. There we have it. I have already copied this because I didn't restart my PC. Man. Yes. That's why my whole PC is dying, because I didn't restart it, and because I don't know why. I guess it has something to do with memory, chunk memory getting used or something like that. When I don't restart it throughout the whole day, it gets laggy. So I guess that's the reason why we're having so many problems right now. Anyways, and in reality, it is also, let's say, easier to accept that part of the fault is on my hands, because I should have been more ready, let's say. Anyways, here we are. Let me try to make the fourth, and well, I mean the fourth and the fifth canvases, and well, it takes some time, so we need to be patient with our beautiful Krita. But anyways, we had some concepts. They are on the while doing the other thing, trying to make Krita work, I finally pinned those on the chat. There we have them. They are resonating with others, minding your own business, everything matters, and the key, to every problem. So yeah, you have as always stuff that might as well be interesting to explore, as we don't really know how much we are going to get out of them if we don't even try to explore and to see what can be said and what can be found from them. Some commands seem to work, some other commands seem to not work, I don't know. It is crazy. The what is quality content, let's say. Okay, there we have it. Now, now that grid is properly working, let me... Okay, we're going to do it like this. Let me get over here. Let me expand this so that I can see which things I have to copy. And here we have this. And also, do you want to pick up Krita? PC? What the fuck is this color? Which color I am using? Which color? What? A gray that didn't show on the canvas? What? Ah, no, there it is. Hello? Why is it so tiny, my man? What the fuck? What is going on? Ah, I am not using the normal brush. What the fuck I was using? Wait, give me a second because I don't know what I did here. Let me make this disappear. And now we're on 10. And now, okay, we are on the normal numbers. So, anyways, sorry for that. Transition into here, and there we are. We have first and foremost, we sadly will have to copy the list itself of things that we are probably going to talk about, because in a sense, I kind of forgot to do it before. Slash, I might as well have been slacking today. Truly an slacking, an intensively slacking day, you know? So, anyways, we have 4 topics as always, and they are, let me... this is going to be incredibly hard. Hello? What? What? Hello, my bro? What is going on with... What is the problem with this, my man? What? Do you not... What? What the fuck? What? Anyways. What? Oh yeah, Greta working wonderfully. What? Man. Yeah, I mean, in a sense, it also happened that okay, this might as well be considered simply Satsu, so we can talk about it. I have a mouse. I had in past time I had a mouse, and it decided to die. And because of that same reason, it is that now we need to take things more slowly. And why I do have so many tabs open? Because my PC takes like a minute or two, as that was what was happening when we were on the other scene. I had to wait for every one of these tabs to be created properly until changing into Greta, because if I were to try and make it while it is also focused with the overlay on itself, Greta literally can't create new tabs / canvases. I don't know why. I guess limitations of my old PC or something like that. But anyways, I mean, I don't really get that angry. You learned to live with things like that. They are part of the process, as one will say. But well, I was... What? No, I can't close them. I need to create them because they are going to be part, or they are going to contain what we're going to talk about in the sense of they need to be there for when we need to jump to the next topic. And if I don't have them, we will need to wait more time than what we probably have trying to get those things to be created. In the sense of it is better to have them ready because my PC takes more time creating them when I am streaming than when I am not. So that is why I have them all ready for whenever it is that we need to have them. And also for the sake of having all of them displayed, you know? I mean, probably even if we didn't have any problem in particular with internet or anything like that itself, we would. How do I carry this? My man. Give a second. How do I hand tool? Which one is the hand tool, my man? Krita, hello. Krita. Krita almost crashed. This is the consequence of me not restarting the PC. This is going to be a wonderful stream, and I know it. I know it. Can we get some F in the chat for Krita? No. My man, this is going to be painful. Today we're going to test our patience and resilience against this horrid test that is to try and utilize Krita. Ah, man. I cannot literally do anything. There it is. Hello, Krita. Welcome back. How do I use the hand tool, my man? Do you want to tell me how to use the hand tool? Which hotkey it is that I can use to... Krita, do not crash! This stopped being funny some time ago. Let me see. Pan, and it isn't a P. How do I pan tool? How do I what? Pan tool. Yeah, I want to use it. How do I use it? There is no hotkey. I know how to use it. I was simply joking when I said that I didn't know how to do it. I know how to use it in a different way. It isn't directly panning, but it is the closest concept possible to it. What? What? Oh, okay, nothing really happened. Here, we have to. Hello. What is going on, my man? What is going on with Krita? What the fuck? What did I do? This is quality content, is that I'm going to say. This is a literally quality content. Okay, why is this not... What? Okay. Can I do my one and only job now? Can we try to play Krita? I am going to die here. I mean, at this point I don't even know why I am doing it. We have literally no necessity for Krita. I would rather go back and explain stuff by simply talking rather than to spend so much time trying to explain anything talking. But anyways, I think it might as well be funny to see somebody fail so much. So anyways, as I was trying to say, I think like 5 minutes ago, it also happens that I had, in past tense, I had a mouse, and I don't know if I have a secret passive or something that makes me break almost all the mouses that I have, because I remember last year I broke like 3 mouses. This year it has just started. I already broke one. I guess we're going to see how many more I am going to break. And the best thing is, I am not somebody who plays video games and hits the mouse and gets angry because, I can't win and starts hitting the mouse against the desktop or something like that. I winning wins. I literally don't do that, so I don't know. If I remember correctly, the only reason is I have the cables get all tangled up under the desktop, and because of that, they start to they start to create tension between one another, and because there is not only tension between the cables themselves, but also between the the initial point of the cable where the let's say where the mouse is and where the rest of the stuff is also, because both of those things are being stretched so much, the wires that are inside of the mouse itself end up getting cut off somehow. So yeah, I don't know how is it that I make it so consistently. At this point, I have already accepted that, but yeah, I don't know. I wish they made better mouses or something like that, because it is kind of painful to have to spend money almost like every 5 years. I wish it was 5 years. Every 6 months, 3 months or so on new mouses. And I mean, I would be happy, for example, to find a deal that were to enable me to get mouses cheaper, or to get, let's say, a bulk of mouses. For example, if it were on my possibilities, I will buy a pack of 10 mouses for, I don't know, $1 each, even if they are not the highest quality, just to have a completely secure supply of mouses. I will do it. Like, yeah, I think it will be more useful than to have to spend every so often on them. So yeah, that is why we're taking so long, because I am using once again, I had to go back and use the pad of the PC. Like, well, in reality, that was one of the main reasons as to why I stopped almost trying to do anything related to art, because I had to, what, ABB? I had to spend so much time trying to draw everything, because I have to use the finger, something that goes incredibly slow, and even more if you want to be precise with what you do, that it gets kind of painful to try and do it. But anyways, at the very least, we're still alive. We are still working, we're still capable of doing anything, and we're not completely falling apart, as they would say. So well, aside from that, as always, to fill some blanks, let's say, I guess, yeah, today in particular, because I am still fucking angry about not having a mouse, I won't even try to go for a second list of things that weren't pre-planned or that are properly understood, so that we could simply spend our time looking at them and getting proper responses out of this type of questions or type of ideas as they are. So why? Obviously, because as I said, as I had been talking about for the last 5 minutes, I have no mouse. Therefore, I don't want to spend so much time writing. I guess probably, and more, or even more now, I will pay attention to what was said by me to Klondike, to try and utilize the typing tool. I guess the only problem is I will need to check the hotkey, and I fear Well, I mean, there are two problems in this case. The first one is I will have to check the hotkey, and the second one is I will have to load the typing tool. Thing that makes the every single program that requires typing to load it first. Even Paint almost crashes every time I try to use the typing tool. So yeah, I don't know. We're going to see. We're going to lose some soul at least for now, but probably we're going to go a little bit faster than if I were to not try to spend so much time using my finger to portray all these words. But anyways, here we are. We're finally finishing with the list. Well, almost in proper time to prom. Was there it is. We're finally finishing with the list so that we can have them all displayed. I guess, sadly, I really didn't have a necessity of doing it now that I think about it. Yeah, I didn't have any necessity over doing it. I do it, or I did when I had a mouse, because I could so much more rapidly move from here to there and bam, 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 bam. No, with this pad I move incredibly on a very confined space, as you can see here. This is all the range that I have from here to here. So yeah, I don't know. This is kind of painful, my man. But anyways, as I was saying, there we have the 4 topics of the night. Resonating with others, minding your own business, everything matters, and at last, the key to every problem. Now, I guess before starting, we might as well try to see how Krita performs if I try to utilize the typing tool. Okay, it is already crashing. Krita, my bro. It didn't crash. Okay, we're so back. It didn't crash. But it doesn't have a... It doesn't have a hotkey, the typing tool. It doesn't have a hotkey. Why would you create a tool and not make a hotkey for it, my man? What is the point behind your actions? Anyways, then I guess I won't have the possibility of typing because I am not going to minimize every single time. Go try to type after that. Man, this is going to be truly an experience to behold, I will say. But anyways, we're still going to try our best. So well, so far, as I said before, we have first and foremost the first of the topics, that is, let me see, resonating with others. So let me copy this, and well, I guess I will really need to make some sounds, to make some noise, to not have so many dead air while I am trying to create it. Well, I mean, wait. Before doing it, what I need to do is resonating. I will need to let me finish this word. There it is. Let me give me a second because I want to make the marker. Can I make it over here? Yeah. Incredible. This thing of having a phone is an amazing tool. Marker. What is it? What is the marker? Intro. Yeah. Introduction. Intro and just chatting. We have already spent 40 minutes here. My god, how slow I am. How much time are we going to be here with this? Oh my god. And I started late streaming today. My man, this is going to be a thing. My god. This is going to be certainly an experience. Yeah. Endurance stream. Seeing how much I can do without a mouse, without losing my mind too. My man. Let me. My man. I don't know. I really got hit by reality. This is so sad. Anyways. As I was trying to say. Well, in reality, I don't even remember what I was trying to say. What I can properly say is I find myself a little bit sleepy. So, we're going to try and go as fast as possible and as concise as possible, also for the sake of first, not having to type so much, and second, not having to be so much on every single one of the topics, as I think it is kind of very correlated, but having to write now is going to be a pain. And I mean, not probably, I can even feel it myself. It feels incredibly more easy to try and draw anything like this, but at the same time, it requires so much more attention to properly draw and to put any particular letter and anything like that here that it feels really tiring. So yeah, I don't know. Anyways, as I said before, now here, properly starting with the idea itself of resonating with others. As always, as it is the most responsible thing that needs to be done, we're going first and foremost to observe the reason as to why is it that it happens, that we should think, that we should observe, that we should consider anything minimally similar to this idea. Because in reality, what it tries to represent, the concept of resonating with others, is nothing more and nothing less than the simple idea also of being capable, as some will say, of properly being sociable and properly existing in a social context in which we are obviously playing an active role and not simply being there for the sake of being there. What does this mean? And what will it represent? As it obviously tries to have the point itself of why. It means that we might as well have the possibility, the beautiful possibility of finding what is it that we are standing with these problems, what is it that we are standing with our actual self, and how it is that we might improve. So, another way to respond why will be for the sake of considering if we have the chance and the gift of improving on something that might as well be beneficial to not let rot away. So yeah, with that, I think we can properly answer why. So now, let us properly. This is going to be so long, my man. I will try to not complain so much, but I cannot avoid to think about it. The way itself is and also I can't even less here in these occasions in which I need to put a long sentence together. I need to keep silent myself because I need to think about what I am going to put here. So yeah, this is truly going to be an experience. This is already being an experience. I wouldn't simply, yeah, let's say like this. I am going to put a word that more than anything else really is simple clickbait, you know? Because life might as well be an incredibly big or out of this realm word for what we're properly talking about. So yeah, let us keep it short. that what I am putting here isn't really the proper definition. It simply is the idea of, you can know better where you are, and you can know more about where you are, and because you can do it and because you want to do it, you also have the capacity of developing more. So yeah, it doesn't really mean that it helps us in every single aspect of life, but it might as well be good to try and improve. So yeah, now as I said, that is the response itself to why we would have any particular interest over talking about this. So yes, now let us probably move into the topic itself, I will say, as it tends to be more than anything else a simple presentation about how it is that we are going to engage with the topic or what might be contained inside the topic, the part of why we are observing this idea. So well, mm, I think one of the best ways to do it will be to start with an example, but just in case, let's try before that to give some more context. What we are talking about when we say to resonate with others is on itself another way to speak about the different connections that we can create and that we can maintain also when we socialize and we, some people would like to say, show ourselves to others. Some other people wouldn't really mind simply saying that it is part of the natural process that is to socialize. So it really depends on which kind of definitions you like to use. But the truth itself doesn't really have that much deep into it. The specifics are more unnecessary in this than what they might as well seem or be made out of by others. So yeah, let's simply say the social aspect of being with others and how to increase it by the act, in this case, of comprehending, first and foremost, there we have it. After 3 minutes, I finally finished writing a word. How do they work? Is the first part of this. Because by defining how it is that they exist, we can also start to analyze and we can also start to make sense out of how we might as well improve on all of these things. As they, in a sense, part of the process itself of becoming better at something is properly understanding on its wholeness what is it that you are observing, not simply being part of it, but rather also playing an active role on the comprehension of whatever it is that you are trying to get good at. So yeah, how do they work? And now here we can properly insert any kind of example is I think it is very repeated, but we are as almost as onions, socially speaking. We have always different layers inside of ourselves, and the more we socialize with anybody, the more different layers we end up creating. In this particular concept, we are simply going to analyze what it means and what it could be a good way to increase all of these layers, as we are kind of assuming that whoever it is we are interacting with might as well be a potential interest of us to get better at interacting. not someone who might be a harm, not someone who might not be beneficiary to us. So yeah, in this case, as I said before, this is simply an onion. This is simply an object that has many layers, but what it represents in a social sense. Because, surprisingly or not, if the concepts were more understood, we shouldn't have the necessity of explaining it. So yeah, let us try to start with the different layers that any social relationship possesses are dictated first and foremost. We can almost call it the first layer by the societies themselves, who show, who say, and who probably constantly try to dictate and argue how any particular relationship should work. The second layer being comprised of the community itself, or not simply the community, because in some cases it happens that we tend to believe that these words are interchangeable, society and community, because we don't really have the proper understanding about them. So, to not spend so much time, we're simply going to add this word. And with that, you have already done more than half of the job at explaining it. The local community in which you live dictates the second layer, because it also shows how it is that the relationship itself should be working, or should try to work, based before, obviously, on the society, because it is what encapsulates the community or the local community, and after that, the local community itself telling the rest of the system to arrange itself in a way in which it doesn't enter into conflict or get into any other particular conflict with any of the other more specific rules that live in that. After taking into consideration the local community, here we have a definitional problem, we might as well call it, because some people like to think that there is a third layer that no, there it is. That is this social group, the one who even more has its own rules based on every single one of the individuals, and who might as well take the point of view of every single one of the individuals. The problem is how much of a social group might exist between two people, because not every single one of their social groups is predicated on the idea of everybody is equal, nor everybody should have the same chance of modifying what exists. And even more, if we go further deep on this concept, we also find that in some cases, what can be considered by itself, because it has multiple entities, the social group that is every single family can't even coexist on a harmonious exchange of ideas in which everybody has the possibility of stating that something is wrong, because by itself, the norm is that those specific social groups are predicated on the idea of somebody is going to always be right, somebody is always going to be wrong, or not have the capacity of respond to what the person who is right is saying. They might as well simply try to propose different ideas, but they don't really have any particular chance at disproving nor contesting any particular other thing that the correct party is presenting. So yes, talking about the social group represents kind of a burden, because you have to understand that it might as well comprise different things. In some cases, you're properly talking about mm, real groups. In other cases, you're talking more about monarchies, oligarchies, different types of organizations that do not really pertain to a place in which, in some cases, almost, and in this case, it is truly interesting to hear about it. Meritocratic group is, or should always try to be, the final goal, because everybody should have the capacity of showing to the rest how valuable they are, and how valuable are the things that they are trying to present to the whole group. Might be, but by seeing that simply for the sake of an easier time existing and not getting destroyed by the rest, or not getting shamed by the society nor the local community, you might as well not have the possibility of creating such a social group. By all of those layers getting so much pressure put into the social group itself, you might as well not find yourself living in one of those mm, beautifully dreamful realities. So yeah, that is that. After that, we can finally go into the aspect itself. That is, finally, after observing that there is a social group on itself, we can finally address the second most important layer, that is others, as in people by themselves, every single individual, taking into consideration that a proper group shouldn't really be comprised of more than 20 people. A proper social group, if your social group has more than 20 people, you already start to have incredible problems trying to make sense out of the feelings, ideas, and concepts that every single one of them is trying to apply and trying to give the rest. So yeah, let us probably place the 4 over here to signify that this is the fourth one. And after observing this, we can finally advance into the most comprehensible part of this. On the final layer is the individual itself, who lives on any single one of these layered walls, of these layered relationships, of this layered everything. So now we have a proper concept, we have a proper explanation about what it might mean and what it might represent to try and undertake the challenge of working with all of this that is being said. Now let us probably do it like this. Yes, what I am simply going to say here is how to take advantage of something like this type of information, because by simply observing that it exists, you might as well not have the proper chance of getting anywhere in particular. But with this, you might as well have a proper capacity of progressing with anything. Ah, wait, I think I am logging it, no? Let me make myself less of a disturbance. There we have it. How to take advantage of the data that is presented here. Because you can properly see how the different relationships exist. But now you can also observe how is it that you can play a role and how is it that it might as well get beneficial to you, as in the sense of this particular word, trying to represent the concept of you trying to be more connected with the rest and trying to be more present in the lives of those who are around you, around your group, around your community, and around the whole society in which you inhabit. So yeah, let us, basing ourselves on what is here, these different numbers, as a reference, you exist by yourself. The rest is also on another side. Obviously, the community exists on another part. The society exists on another part. And finally, the particular social groups get to interact with one another. What happens commonly is, basing ourselves on these numbers, I repeat, society, then local community, then social group, then others, then you, literally progressing like that, you see that the society influences the local community influences the social group influences others, and the others end up influencing how you interact with them commonly. But what can happen as long as we're careful enough of capably taking action and also noticing how important it is to interact with ourselves is, first and foremost, we need to understand we're only going to talk about our existence. The rest isn't really important here, because you cannot talk about changing other behaviors. You can only talk about the concept of trying to modify other people's behaviors for the sake of having a better coexistence, but trying to manipulate anybody into playing the role of being a different leader, of being a more useful player, of being a different anything, doesn't really get us anywhere, as this is, or not this, that isn't really part of this concept here. We are only observing what is in the hands of the individual itself. So yeah, first and foremost, as an individual, the easiest thing that you might do is to try and influence others. In a sense, the funny thing is, as long as you're capable of understanding how others feel, how others exist, and how others work also, you're gonna start to see how is it that you can try to communicate better, try to be more of a better anything, of a better socialitas, as one will say, somebody who simply exists on the society, and show yourself to others in a higher degree for the sake of allowing them to notice you more and to notice what your interest, and will, even if you're capable, or if you're capable enough, even making them feel an importance, because there is a prior knowledge to this, that is, when you have the capacity of showing to others that you're somebody important, they also understand that what you're providing is important. If what you're providing is important, the societies themselves, or at the very least the individuals who are noticing your capacities, also start to notice that if you have any particular interest, any particular desire, any particular necessity, trying to satisfy that necessity is going to be beneficial for the whole group, for the whole society even, because it represents that you are going to keep doing that which is beneficial to the group. So yeah, first and foremost, showing yourself to others is a good way to start. After that, you have to go and to see that the rather advanced techniques require a conversation and an approach simply to the social group itself. Because in a sense, funnily enough, one will think so many people working together shouldn't have such a hard time, but in reality, when the whole group gets to work together, the capacities of every individual expressing themselves, and even more when these different social groups are big enough, gets so diluted that it's in a more practical way, it ends up losing IQ, let's say, because the capacities that the whole mass end up having about defending themselves, about showing what their interests are, and even more about trying to progress with whatever it is that they are trying to achieve, gets diminished as every single one, in this same manner that I showed here, in this line, because the social group has to connect with others, and after that has to connect with every single one of the particulars, it gets incredibly harder to change how the whole social group might interact if you're only predicating interest. But if you're predicating, sorry, not interest, the simple change, but if you're predicating an interest, as long as you're capable enough of showing why your interest should be taken more seriously than others, it ends up also getting, this wasn't properly presented, I will have to accept, it also gets being more easy as long as it aligns with the rest of the society and the local community. It ends up being easier to develop and to prove to others that what you're doing or what you have at hand is incredibly useful, and what you're trying to go for can also be a common interest for everybody instead of something that only you might take a benefit from. So in that sense, you can also find how to influence the rest. Different meanings, in a sense, and I can accept why, are not so well predicated, because the capacity of giving almost manipulation tools to the average guy might as well be kind of harmful, let's say. So yeah, we're simply speaking about how to move yourself in the ladder of a society, or how to move your interest in the ladder of a society. After that, obviously, you wouldn't go directly into one, as it will still be stupid to do so, because in a sense, if you were to, from simply being in your local society, try to change where you are and try to influence the whole rest of the world in which you live, you will find yourself that you still lack the proper knowledge about this next part, that is, to exist and to habitate the whole reality of your local community, because the local community is obviously comprised of different particular social groups, and because you can observe them, because you can understand how they work, and even more, because you're capable of extracting the proper information out of every single thing that is presented there, it is that you can, after that, and only after that, finally advance into the whole society. But yes, both of these concepts, sadly, can't be so well explained, because in reality, every single one of the problems shouldn't really need to be changed in, not in the society, nor in the communities that exist or local communities. They only need to be taken from the place of authors and from the place of the social groups. Because simply by giving the chance of authors understanding what you're talking about, the capacity that we possess of sharing our knowledge with the rest of the world is, in this case, incredibly underestimated. Because as long as your intentions are good enough, the rest of those who are either on your social group or close enough to it are going to absorb that idea and share it because it is good. And as long as it is good, as I said before, you don't really have to interact directly with the whole society. You can simply address particular problems, get them to be properly understood by everybody, and solve them slowly. But probably one of the few reasons as to why you would have any particular motive to get directly to the society or the local community is to try and change something faster. But at the same time, sadly, in this case, this isn't a concept directly applied to this, but that gets simply applied because it represents an even bigger exhaustion of energy. You're going to exhaust yourself. As a human, we're not made to interact with thousands upon thousands of other human beings. So by trying to do so, you're going to find that you are burning more than what you possess inside of your body. And you're going to probably get what you wish as long as you properly wish for it and properly also try to make it a reality. But the consequence is you're going to get yourself lost in the way, and you're going to sacrifice what you possess of vitality in the way. So yeah, with this we can properly talk about how it is that we can resonate with others in a more practical way, not individual to individual, not societal group to societal group, simply how it is that we can take advantage of our existence for the sake of showing ourselves to others. So yeah, with this, you can even say that we have finished the first topic so far. So, let us try to make the fifth marker. Incredibly, I don't know how much they take me in this case, but let us try to make the first marker. And there it is. After that, let us now properly continue. Okay, it didn't take me that long, a little bit more than 20 minutes, not that much. I have taken more simply talking, so yeah, very fun. With this, we can properly say that we are done with the first one of the topics of the night, resonating with others. So yeah, now we can go directly into the second one, minding our own business, your own business, and what it represents. Because it also, funny enough, or well, as I do with the big majority of these topics, it happens that I create them from the desire, yes, of creating something interesting enough of a title that can, and at the same time, be unpacked into more proper knowledge that might as well not be so, yeah, say it or not, so clickbaity, but simply useful. So yeah. There we have it. Minding your own business or own business. The own business that everybody has. Haha. And I mean, funny enough, almost you could even try to use this example here about what it represents. This particular example here, if you were interested in really trying to address it from that perspective, as it can be taken from multiple lenses, but I will even need to think about it. I didn't see that connection earlier. So are we really going to do it that way? I wouldn't say it is beneficiary to do so. I will even argue not that it is detrimental, but rather that it simply happens to not be so needed to have it be like that. Yeah, let me drink some water, and after that I guess I will have the conclusion. Okay, what I want to continue with something different here, because we can try to reutilize that content, but it might as well not be that useful, because um, this particular concept of societies and the whole rest of the world gets can be applied here on one lens, but that particular lens is also kind of negative to utilize when you're trying to be useful for anybody. It is too harsh. Let's say like that. It is too harsh to try and comment on how being part of a society represents that you shouldn't really take so much or partake so much in the whole society's problems. So yeah, let us simply take it from a less aggressive perspective. As always, obviously, we have to start with the first and foremost question, why? And in this case, the response is very direct, I will argue. There we have it. We are talking about this because it represents that it is liberating, and because the final acquisition, after properly having the capacity of not over focusing so much on things that are more related to the rest of the world, also show you the capacity that you have of not being so tied to the rest of the world in a sense. But more than anything else, because it also lets you be more relaxed, not because you want to be, so tired and not for so much part of the world, simply because it gives you the possibility of living a more stress-free life. So yeah, now let us properly start with this. I think as always, the first question when we are trying to properly address how to do it is literally how. As it is contained obviously the response inside of the question itself. There we have it. The simple explanation is that one needs to see, then to experience the different benefits that are created by taking such kind of action. As in this particular case, we're talking about something that sometimes gets misinterpreted as not being so much part of the whole world. Where obviously, and even more taking into account in this case, what we just explained before about this, you literally should never try to not be part of this type of society, of local community, of social group, or of an interconnection with others. So, simply to comprehend and to have at mind, at present, and even more at hand the capacity of saying, okay, these are the different things that I gain by taking these kind of actions in my life, and these are the things that I lose by not doing so. So, now, properly even more explaining, as it needs to be addressed, what are the benefits themselves that you can find by doing so. The first and foremost thing that you gain by observing and by obviously being part of this world is you finally see how much more things you have inside of yourself. Because the concept of minding your own business, in this case, also isn't comprised on the idea of never being there for others, but rather of paying proper attention to what was not did so before, and to what wasn't truly being observed before, nor properly considered before. As in a very surprising manner, we find that as humans, we lack the proper capacity of taking responsibility about everything. And because of that same reason, we end up being incredibly incapable, even more when we live in societies in which it is predicated that you should be a good Samaritan, that you should be a good benefactor. It gets hard to get back to oneself, to see which things are affecting you, and to see which things are almost pressing matters to you. So yes, first and foremost, obviously, minding our own business comprises the idea of seeing what is it that we lack. After that, the second part gets to be created and gets to be observed on the side of when you see what is happening to you, you can also progress and you can even more have at hand properly the benefit of seeing which things you are deciding to go for, which things you are also interested on making a reality, which things as your own individual, as your own self, you will wish sometimes to accomplish for yourself, sometimes to accomplish going, and in this case, that is why I said it is incredibly beneficial to utilize examples like this. You can see that sometimes you find solutions to problems that exist on the other layers, that exist on the realms of others, on the realm of your social group, if you are incredibly capable enough, on the realm of your local community, or in the realm even of the whole society itself. So, going back into things and addressing all of those problems that you were almost ignoring before gives you the capacity of not surrendering yourself to the weight that gets almost imposed by the rest of the world when you don't give to yourself the capacity of observing them. And the final one that I would like to cite the most is also the beautiful thing that is to go back and to finally start to pay attention to all of those things that you have to not see and to actively neglect in your life before, as it is a real part of this that you sadly, by any kind of reason, decided to not really be there, to not really give others the chance of being their own, and almost in there is a bad definition that I wouldn't like to utilize. In an overwhelming manner, you decided to take more responsibility for others than what you really did for yourself. So, by doing so, you rob them of their capacity of solving their own problems, and you also, in the process, lost the capacity for yourself of solving your own, as you stop to have so much. It isn't even free time, it simply is the proper time to address all the things that exist inside of you. So yes, having these things exist and having these benefits being something that you know and something that you can probably even say, yes, I might as well have an interest on putting into practice, gives you the most beautiful gift to this, to see which one of them you might as well be interested on partaking, which one of them it is that you might as well be finding the most appealing to go for. And obviously, you can, after seeing them, start to experience them by simply performing the act of minding your own business. And obviously, in this case, as I said before, first and foremost, we need to address how it is that you can properly partake on this. So, let us take both of these concepts and close this with a proper explanation about how it is that you can, while still existing in this society, mind what is your world instead of the one that gets imposed by the rest, or the one that sometimes you decide incorrectly to take upon when it wasn't really a necessity for you nor for the rest to give you. Yeah, this is going to take some long time probably, as I have to write a lot of words. I think it wasn't spelled like that, necessity, right? I think it was double C, necessity. I don't remember. I would even like to check that. Yeah, give me a second. It will be just a second. Wrong. No! Don't tell me that you're going to crash. Oh my god. It was. Thank god it was a minor misspelling and not really a bad one. But I incorrectly typed something. My god. It made me almost cry. Ah, man. I got crazy. But anyways, I was trying to search necessity. How do you type necessity, my man? Ah yeah, I typed it correctly, what the fuck? I am incredible at times. I can't believe it. Anyways, here we are, back. Now we're crashing. Now that I get back, we're crashing. Krita? Krita, please. I already did a presentation, Krita. Do not betray me, Krita. Krita. There it is. I have to type in the air, meanwhile, but... somehow I am typing faster now that I don't see the letters. What the fuck? Yeah. Somehow it happened like that. What? Did I change color? How did I change color, my man? What? There it is, as simple as that. In a harsher way than what might be presented, with more different words, you simply see which are the things that you really need to keep living, that really represent a necessity, a vital necessity to your existence, and all the rest of the things you slowly get rid of, for the sake in this case, as we established before, of reaping more of those benefits, and even more of trying to obtain as many as you can of those different benefits that are created by focusing on what is it that you are. So yes, the beauty of this is that you, in this case, you don't really have to dispose of your vehicle, you don't have to dispose of every single cloth that you have to dispose of the necessity of being part of a society, because it is a necessity. You need to properly, slowly more than anything else, see which parts you can partake in more, which parts can be changed a little bit, which are the things that you might as well not really need to deal with anymore. What are the problems that you're facing almost constantly that you might as well simply make disappear, and by doing so, it is that you can also get to experience one of the most blissful happiness, the one that is made out of the experience of getting liberated of all those different weights that you ended up deciding to carry, and finally you experience the liberation that we were talking about before. So yeah, in this sense, that is one of the simple ways, or one probably of the simplest ways to explain why minding your own business is something beneficial. So, with that, you can properly mark this off, and I think in this case we are going to do the next thing. First and foremost, I am going to take a tiny break. Well, not so tiny, my man. Not so tiny. A break, simply, because I have to do some stuff. I have to first and foremost go properly to an idle break, quote unquote. And what the fuck? After that, I might as well take some time to properly recover from the tiny mental exertion that has been to try and do all of this with a deeper mind. But well, let us, before that, properly mark this particular part of, create the marker for it, and after that, we are then going to really go and take a tiny break. And well, I don't think a tiny one, probably like 10 or so minutes. Marker. Marker will be, what was it? Yeah, obviously, the topic itself or the name of the topic will be the marker that we're going to utilize. So, for this, for the sake of all of this, let us first and foremost try to not crash Krita. Please, if you can't crash, I am going to be happy. Or if you can not crash, sorry, I will be happy. And well, let me. I don't know. Krita seems to be misbehaving, my bro, because it is glitching completely. Yeah, no, it crashed. Not completely to the point where it shut off, but simply crashed. White screen to wait that program response. Yeah. Interesting is I cannot do anything about it because I wanted to take a break, but I cannot touch the PC now. So well, we're going to be here for some time until Krita responds or until it crashes. Whatever happens first. Can we? I can't even make a bet. This is amazing. There it is, Krita. Fucking god, Krita. Thank you for working as you should do, Krita. Anyways, so I was going to say, let me take this. Also, take this other screenshot. And yeah, now properly, we're going to take the break. Let me, reduce the amount of tabs that are open on Krita. My god. Do you want to save it? No, I don't want to save anything. I don't save stuff. There it is. Now properly. I can close this off. Krita. Hello, Krita. Oh my god. Krita is already crashing, I love it. Anyways. Yeah, as I said before, I think I can pull up the timer from somewhere else. I think. No? Let me also copy this, yeah, and put it over here, no? Haha! Haha! I took both screenshots and they didn't save properly, it seems. So, I kind of fuck up. I kind of incredibly badly fucked up here, it seems. Did I really fuck up? Do we have the probability? No, we didn't completely. Thank you, my god. Thank you for being so lenient with me. So happy. Anyways, so I was trying to let me paste this over here, move it over here. I will say around here to not block chat. I don't know where it is placed, so transition into here. There we have it, and let me also restart the timer. Yeah, reset. And there it is. We are going to take, I don't think 11 minutes of break, but just in case. There we have it. Break time basically. So yeah, also you will probably like to mute because I'm going to play ads to get rid of them for the next hour or so. Or maybe okay. I am going to do this. I am going to play them when I'm getting So yeah, what the fuck? We're already on time. Yeah, I already spent 11 minutes away. What the fuck did I do, my man? Ah, ah, ah. Get me back here. What? Yeah, I really spent so much time away. My man, I didn't think I was going to take such a break. My god. What? Sorry for that. My man. No, what a failure that was. I believed that it was going to be shorter, you know? I, my man. Anyways, here we are. we're back, basically. We are a little bit more back as than always. So, let us transition into. Yeah, it isn't capturing. Wait. Here. We have still two topics to talk about. So, oh yeah, there it is. Capturing. We still have how everything matters and what the key to every problem is. So yeah, there we are, transition. Such a swift transition. Incredible, my man. Incredible. Quality content almost. So anyways, here we are. I didn't check how much time we have been streaming. I thought it was going to be later, but yeah, I didn't check that somehow. Almost 2 hours. Fine. We might as well want to speed up a little bit, you know. Ah, wait. I need to make the marker about leaving. Two potatoes for a moment. Yeah. For a split second, there were two. For a split second, or so. Marker. There it is. Marker added. So yeah, now properly we can continue. Hello. Not saved. Here we are. So we have only two more topics to go. Basically, the other half of the list. So yeah, in a sense, I get why I decided to talk about it. I guess that the problem is to accept that something like this exists, because you also have to see and to deal with the consequences of noticing how every single one of the parts that gets to be I wouldn't say simply extracted, but just simply get to be, let's say like that, simply gets to be end up being part of this. And because they are a part of this, also something that I didn't do was to get more water. I kind of failed there. But anyways, as I was trying to say, and as I was trying to explain before, is we talked about some days ago, some time ago, I don't know how much, we talked about what is it that matters and similar. And the problem is, you really can't answer such a question, because trying to define what matters is incredibly hard. On one hand, because on the other, you also have the capacity of seeing, of considering, and even more of properly observing all of these things that are contained inside the realm of, let's say, trying to comprehend what is it that we are talking about. Also, sorry for not saying it earlier. Wait, no, misspelling. There is the G. Hello, Graham. Welcome, Graham. But yeah, as I was trying to say, incredibly enough, both things I think can be true at the same time. That nothing really matters and everything is truly important. So yeah, we're going simply to see how we can deal with this concept. Mm-hmm. Trying to think a little bit before proceeding. I will say the problem with accepting that everything matters is how you recover from that knowledge in the case of it being somehow overwhelming. I will guess the best way to deal with it will be something like simply, mm, okay, okay. I think I have it. I think I have it. I hope, I pray I have it. Why we can establish that everything matters. The first question, as always, why we can try to say that everything is bestowed the property of mattering, as it truly is part of the process to see that everything simply is as important as it needs to be somehow. So, let's explain it. I think a proper way to put it was okay. The problem is how to properly keep defining this. Give me. You have also the easy way. Minor explanation here. You have an easier way to explain it without being careful with your words. Like, you can simply say something similar to everything matters because it all simply exists. Let's say like that, without using directly the incredibly heavy way. Because everything exists. And because everything exists, you also have the responsibility at that point of discerning. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I think I have it. Let me see. Let us try to see how I can work with this. Mm-hmm. everything matters, yet nothing matters. It is up to you what you do with everything. Is that what I am understanding? Yeah, I mean, the the final presentation of that idea is basically that, because let's say like this, um, a proper response to only your question is yes, you're kind of getting it right. With responding much more. But basically, a more deeper question or a more deeper response is also that when you find yourself so overwhelmed by so many things being important, you also end up needing to deal with the responsibility that is born, let's say, from having to discern which things are truly important now only to you, because everything is important, and in an even broader sense, let's say like this. Let me. I think I can still illustrate that. I mean, there's going to be a reason as to why I can't. You have a pair of jeans, no? And from that particular pair of jeans, you know that there is a particular thread that you can see, or not a particular thread. You know that there are yeah. I mean, why not a thread? What? Literally, you have some threads that make the chain be what it is, and you know that if the chain wouldn't be to be conserved properly, the threads are going to get destroyed. But you can over worry yourself and unnecessarily utilize your energies on thinking only about the threads, or you can decide to think only about the chain itself, and you can decide to give almost as a given that you're properly taking care about your different threads, and you can even more decide that what you're doing is enough. Not only in this case, for example, we are talking about jeans. You can also decide that every single thing that you do with all your wardrobe is proper. Therefore, you need to not worry anymore, because you already know that everything that you're doing, let's say, um, with streaming. I mean, I am. This isn't about streaming. That might be the problem. This isn't about streaming. The analogy is simply how you can decide which thing is particularly important for you, when in reality every single part of the process is important. There is no streaming. Yeah, yeah. There is no real mention about streaming in any part of this. I mean, yeah. Mm. Eh, let me let us just in case, let us restart. We are talking about the idea of yeah, basically life itself, literally life. The concept itself of life. What is life and what is to find? Yes, yes, that is the problem. To see that everything matters. That is that is also a kind of confusion that is that is predicated on this, that it tells about literally everything. We're we're speaking about everything. The problem is every single part of life is important. Which one is the one that you're going to focus on is the proper thing that you need to differentiate by yourself. But doing to taking, let's say, the responsibility of trying to do so also gives for sure that you have the proper tools for that, on one sense. And on the other one, if it isn't that you have them, how you are going to develop those tools for the sake of properly seeing which things are you going to go for. Because you have also the responsibility of knowing that even if you believe that things are not that important, every single part that is existing in these moments end up being for the sake of perpetuating what is existing and allowing the next moment in which we are going to be living to keep it being as it is, let's say. So observing all of those consequences and all of those concepts coexisting give you the capacity of, for example, as Strong Mary says, noticing how fascinating it is, but on the other hand, more often than not, you can also find yourself sadly overwhelmed by the realization of maybe I wasn't paying enough attention, or maybe I wasn't properly observing every single thing that exists. Maybe I wasn't taking enough care about some problems. When in reality, it isn't about trying to become whole, as somebody will say, because it is acceptable that you will want to try and be whole on other side, let's say. Going back to this particular example, you can, for the sake of understanding more, simply what is that becomes of the genes, you can become a designer, you can become, what is the word? What is the word? Somebody who works with, as trader, you can become an incredibly skilled artisan that deals with the most finest of the tools to create genes, but you are still going to be missing other parts of life. You are still going to be missing other things, and you're still going to, for example, if you are seeing the genes, you're not going to see what is making the genes. If you're seeing what makes the genes, you're not going to probably notice the whole structure that is the genes. If you notice how a gene is utilized, you might as well negate from yourself the capacity of observing how a gene might be utilized outside of its context. That is the problem with accepting that every single part of life matters, and that is also on the other side the responsibility of this. To find properly and to reestablish how every single thing is important, and how to even more reconcile the knowledge of everything being important into the final goal of being able to keep with life, as one would say. So yeah, let me try to finish this. Completely correct. Yes, you're tailoring your own life. The problem is how it is that you are doing it, and to which degree you are sometimes losing focus of what it is that you are doing. Because, for example, as I said before, sometimes you're only paying attention to the next thread that you're putting together for the sake of making it fit perfectly into what you think you're creating. But if you lose sight of every single part that represents your objective, because also not to be reprimanded, but simply to accept that sometimes we forget what really was our initial objective. If you lose it in the middle of everything, if you lose it in the pursuit of any particular thread, in the pursuit of any particular objective, in the pursuit of any particular desire even more, you are tailoring your life, but are you doing it in a way in which you're going to be happy when you look back or not? That is also funny enough. So that is why, as I said, there is also a kind of responsibility about trying to explain it, not simply to say, yeah, everything matters. I mean, I will say like this. You can simply finish that sentence there. Okay, you have now bestowed the incredible weight, or you can explain the concept of why everything matters. Now you have bestowed this incredibly heavy concept on somebody who might as well not really have the capacity of doing so, of overcoming it, because it also is inside of us the probability of dealing with it without any other help. But when there is already discovered way in which you might as well deal with this instead of worrying and almost bringing your own existence to a halt because of having to deal with it, why would you decide to not give the gift of knowledge in this case, as it almost even is inside the notion itself of everything. I mean, for example, one of the few things that I would always recommend is sometimes knowledge is best to be had. So, if you, for example, believe that everything matters and you don't want so far an answer given by somebody else, you might as well, in this particular case, for example, literally stop watching. Because you're going to get an answer that is biased on the knowledge that was already collected by others, and your conclusion might be completely different from what this one is. So yeah, always seeing that everything, in that sense, for example, seeing that the everything which you live allows you to do something like that is also part of the process. So yeah, I don't know. Give me a second, and I will start writing this proper response of this. Okay, here we have the proper question as to what is the next step after realizing that everything is and that everything will be important always. Because, in a sense, kind of a certain thing is you need to see that everything is, and you need to, after doing so, oh no, wait. This is too close to the error. This is too close to the other side. Give me a second. Focus. Yes. Hmm. Kind of hard to understand that age. Which I don't remember how to draw an age. I think it was like this. Look at as simple as that. The response lies in the capacity that we also hold ourselves of properly understanding what it is that it means to establish priorities in our lives. Because sadly, in the middle of trying to make sense out of the world in which we live, we tend to get mixed up the concepts of having a priority and having something that matters or not. Everything has its own importance, but establishing the proper priority of everything, and establishing which thing comes first, which other thing is there for us to spend our time, which thing is the one that we're going to utilize our energies on, and which is the next step that we're going to take forward. In the case of any particular thing, is the beautiful side of it, because you also have, as it says here, to remember that everything matters, and by doing so, it is that you can unite both sides, the one in which you are actively discerning what is the important thing, what is not important thing actually in the moment, while also knowing that all the other parts given to you, found by you, created by you, can be as equally important as the rest. So yes, I will say that is the most proper way to finish this particular concept. because truly trying to establish what is it that matters anymore doesn't really have any more deepness than this. It is as understandable as this, and if not, trying to learn more is another interesting pathway to keep taking. Also, I just noticed that my chat died in the middle of this. What the fuck? But yeah, true hurt people. Haha. Explain properly. Properly? I don't know. I don't know if properly. Explain. At the very least, did or was try at trying to explain this. I don't know if properly. Kind of good question. I don't know if properly. But yeah. And now we have finally the last of the topics. I think I will guess, taking into consideration that we have spent so much time so far talking and similar, we might as well try to create a shorter. Wait, I want to make the marker. I forgot to do it earlier. Give me a second because I need to make the marker. Wait, that is what matters actually. Hmm. There we have it. Marker. Thank you. Marker. I want my marker. What? To every problem. I mean, it is the same to say every problem, all problems, literally the same. I know. Oh my god. How much did I fail at writing that? Oh. Is in this case, there isn't really a question as to why would anybody need it. I mean, it is already enticing enough to say, what? Is there going to be a solution for every single one of my problems? So I guess we might as well simply present that possible solution. What? What? Okay, there we go. For a second, I thought the bot was not correctly working. Anyways, I think trying to hide it is meaningless because to grasp how to solve every single one of the problems is to have the key to the possibility of doing so, while at the same time it doesn't really mean that you are going to be capable of doing it. It simply shows you how you can have confidence on your capacities over solving them. And it is lying simply on the wish, as one would say, on the internal desire, on that fire that never ceases to burn, that always desires to get things, to get problems, to get everything solved, to work for that other side of oneself, which knows that one must put the proper time towards it, that one must properly, even and logically utilize our own capacities and to worry, because it is part of the process itself, to think, to rethink, sometimes to overthink what it means to lose or sleep, to lose or rest, to not eat, to be so concentrated, to not feel anything else, but simply to put our minds on the process of solving the problem. That is the beautiful part of it. To work on the problem is to find the solution of the problem. To avoid the problem, to ignore the problem, to make as if the problem didn't exist, to believe that it was solved when we know deep down ourselves that it still exists, to let others take responsibility for problems and make as if they are already done when they are completely present still isn't to really solve anything. To stop having that burning feeling of interest, that burning desire for every single one of our problems to disappear is also to stop getting somewhere, because it is an all-encompassing reality that work without dedication, without wishes behind, might as well not be considered work, and a wish that has no work behind is not even something that you are wishing for. It is only something that you are spending your time daydreaming, and something that you're not worrying yourself over, something that you're not giving yourself the possibility of analyzing, something that you're not exploring, not deconstructing, not attacking from every single angle to see how it is that you might as well make it fall finally, is not a real problem that you're solving, not a real problem that you're working, nor a real problem that you're wishing to get solved. So yeah, I think with that, somehow we might as well have skipped some other less important information on the note of what the key to every problem is. But yes, at the same time, trying to add more, it is the same with this. Trying to add more to what doesn't really need it is meaningless, completely meaningless. So yes, let us simply say that with this, we can consider ourselves done so far. As beautiful enough, somehow we are capable of dealing with every single one, taking into consideration of our problems, no matter which ones they were. We were capable of surviving another one of our beautiful streams, and even more, of dealing with the beautiful acts of trying to find responses to every single one of the questions that plague our minds. Because that is also the beauty of this, that we can keep working, and that we can keep wishing that we are going to find responses here. So yeah, I will say we're done so far. Amazing, somehow. I don't know how is it that we did it, but we did it anyways. So I will say, as always, amazing. And well, just in case, I will say this. Just in case, I know that I tend to not do it so much, but something. No, but why are you trolling me so much, beautiful bots? Not like this, but not in the only occasion in which I really needed you to work. Aha, there it is. There it is. Aha, I knew it was going to work the second time. I wanted to say, later on I will make an announcement there that I am retiring. No, what? Literally not that. But yeah, basically, so far we're done. So far, we were, as I was saying, able to deal with everything else. And now, I guess we're going to raise someone. Literally, somebody else on Twitch has to be alive. It is physically impossible for nobody else to be streaming. So, we're going to see what is it that we're going to take or leave on. And so far, as always, meanwhile, thanks for being here. Thanks for paying attention. Thanks for lurking. Thanks for watching the VOD. Thanks for chatting. I think the backlog is kind of long today, no? Let me see. Well, not that much, it seems. Unless I am not properly paying attention. Let me see. Yeah, it is only properly, let me say, thanks to Strip Panso, to Bunkum, to Stronger Mary, to Crane, and yeah, not that much more. Amazing. Very nice. And well, I guess we might as well raid somebody. Who? Next question, my man. Where? How? Ooh. I already know. I already also kind of remember, I guess. Or not. Because, yeah, there is too much people streaming. What the fuck? Why isn't it supposedly late? Why so many people streaming, my man? Something that never stops surprising me. I mean, well, yeah, kind of. That is my sleepiness talking. In reality, I forgot that some other time zones also exist. But anyways, what we're going to read is towards Kotaro Complex, who is doing some art, who is beautifully making. I think it is even on Krita. I will say. I am not so sure, so I wouldn't put all my money on that. But he's doing art in something. So yeah, as I was saying, thanks for being here as always. It is my most precious gift to create this. Note that we're going to find ourselves in a new opportunity, in another moment. Until that moment arrives, please remember to stay safe. Thanks for everything. As I said before, for watching, for lurking, for watching the VOD, for talking, for supporting as always, for every single part of this. And until then, whenever it is that happens, whenever that it is that we wake back here, stay safe, stay rested, and yes, until then, no worries, as it will end up happening at some point. And if it doesn't happen, we will not feel bad about it, because we enjoyed what we did. Now, reading Who Kotaro Complex, doing art. So yeah, as always, thanks, goodbye, and raid.